Well, dear apprentices, good afternoon. I am recording the activities for the two first days of this current week, for Tuesday and Wednesday. Uh, I I am going to present you the PowerPoint of the activities for the current week. I want to tell you that from today on, we are going to have different methodologies in our English class. Well, we are going to use flipped classrooms where you will have the information and you are required to study it at home or set aside time to study the information and the recordings in order to, well, to understand and to work on the topics for the week. And second, we are going to use blended learning. We are going to use different methodologies in order to give you a more active role. You need to be empowered of the, the learning process. It is, as remember that, as I have told you, well, this is not just the responsibility of the teacher, but also is a very it requires a high responsibility on the part of you, the learner. So, well, I am going to present a PowerPoint, and also I'm going to show you the text where we are going to do the 2 days activities. So I am going to start presenting presenting this presentation. This is about Oprah Winfrey. You know that we have been working with Oprah in the last week. We were working about Oprah, her life and accomplishments. So I am going to show you, well, the class content. The first thing we are going to do in this online session is the warm up activity, then Oprah Winfrey's Life Now. The next activity is Oprah Winfrey's Life Before, then listening and writing activities, and finally some grammar activities about Oprah's life. Well, the first pre-activity I'm going to use is a warm-up activity. This activity is intended to offer you and to give you vocabulary for the following activity. So, we need to look up the meaning of the following words, or discuss and expressions, or discuss these words and expressions with some other people, with your classmates, or, well, with anybody. It doesn't matter. Well, the words are talk show, host, country, childhood, rich, hair, women, earn, gives, was born. On January 29th, 1954, parents, poor, coal mine, clean, houses, look after, grandmother, clever, read, before, scholarship, drama, reading, start, local, and radio station. This is the first pre-activity for the 2 days activities. Then the second activity, this activity comes in our textbook. I will show you the textbook a little bit ahead of the road. I will show it to you, well, in some minutes. Well, the second pre-activity is ask you to answer the following questions. Can you tell us when were your parents born? This activity is asking you about your parents, no about Oprah's parents. No, it's about you. Can you tell us when were your parents born? Your mother and father, or your father and mother? When were your grandparents born? If you know, for instance, well, if you know when were your grandparents born, so your mother's parents or your father's parents, when were they born? If you know that information of if your mother or father can give you that information, where were they born? Also, well, they were born in 1920 or 1950, and they were born in Medellin, they were born in Santa Marta, they were born anywhere. And what were their names? Your grandparents' names. What were their names? Well, if you know any of these answers, please record them in your cell phone, okay? And keep it for uh, to send its information to your teacher's WhatsApp, to your teacher's cell phone, okay? In order to, well, to keep following the activities in this for these sessions. Well, now look at the photos on page 48. Do you know anything about Oprah Winfrey? Well, remember that this sentence is one of her most famous sentences. All of you have the potential for enormous success. Well, these activities that we are going to work in the 2 first days of this week, this current week, they are in the uh, American Headway 1. I already sent this book, this textbook, to your contact center email, to your course account. So you can have access to it anytime, at any time, because the textbook and the audios, they are already in your email account, the contact center email account. Well, now I'm going to shift to our textbook. I'm going to stop presenting what I am presenting, the PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to present the textbook where you are required to do the activities. Okay? Well, this is our textbook. Now you are seeing our textbook. Well, as you know, we have different textbooks and we are choosing the topics we are required to study during this pre-intermediate level. Okay, so we will be moving among the English textbooks we have available, for our classes. Well, now uh, I'm going to tell you about activity number 2. Read and listen to Oprah Winfrey's Life Now. Complete test A. Text A is the one on your right. You see, the text which is next to Oprah. So you are required to listen to the audio file and complete test A with the verbs you hear. You know, you're going to hear all the information, all the written information that appears in the page, but you are required to write just the verbs you hear. Then you are required to answer the following questions. How many people watch her show, Oprah show? Where does she live now? And third, does she earn a lot of money? You know? Then after doing this, you are required to do activity number 3 on the same page, Read and listen to test B, the test below. Read and listen to test B about Oprah's childhood, about, when she was 2 years old, when she was 4, 5, 6 years old in her childhood, okay? And also you are required to answer the following questions. Where and when was Oprah born? Were her parents rich? Was she smart? What could she do when she was a child? So, did she have a special, well, skills, special abilities to do something, to do, well, any special, or what happened with her when she was a child? Then, after this activity, you are required to complete the grammar spot. This grammar spot, the square in blue, square in blue on your left, it has two questions. Complete the sentences about Oprah. And second, look at test B. Find the past simple of the verbs work, clean, receive, study, and start. How is it formed? So this grammar spot gives you the possibility or the opportunity to reinforce what we have been working, the grammar, the structure, or the vocabulary we have been working. So, well, but this time it is just the grammar spot. Now I'm going to stop presenting presenting our textbook, English textbook, and I am going to present again. I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint presentation, to Oprah. Well, in this activity, I told you that we were going to do some activities. I already told you activity number 2, read and listen to Oprah Winfrey's live now, and the activities that you are required to do. And the third, activity 3, read and listen to test B. Okay, good. Now, we are moving to page number 49 in the same textbook. We are moving to this page 49, and we are required to do also some activities on this page. So let me go back to the textbook and show you the things we have in our textbook. So the first thing we are required to do is activity number 4. What is the past tense of these verbs? Listen and repeat. Well, I'm going to read them, but you have the possibility to listen to the audio files that I sent you to your email account, to your contact center email account. Well, the first verb is watch, talk, move, interview, earn, open, study, and start. You know? Then, activity number 5, listen to test C. Complete it with the past form of the verbs in exercise 4. So with the verbs in this exercise, in the previous exercise number 4. So we are required to listen to test C and complete and fill in the gaps with the verbs in exercise 4, but in the verbs in the past form, For instance, the first the first gap is in 1984, Oprah, well, which is the verb from these 8 verbs in activity 4. So the correct verb form to place in gap number 1 is moved. Oprah, in 1984, Oprah moved to Chicago to work on a TV talk show called blah, blah, blah. Okay? So we are required to choose verbs from this little square and place them rectangle and place them in the appropriate place. Okay? Well, Now I'm going to shift again to our PowerPoint presentation, please, to show you the final activities we are required to do. Well, this already I already show you the activities on page, the beginning of the activities on page 49. Now, the activity number 5 is listen to test C. Completing with the past form of the verbs in exercise 4. I already said that. And then we are going to move to the grammar spot again, and we are required to listen and check what we did, and then practice the questions and answers with a partner or with anybody at home. You know, if you women or men who have children at home, your children, or if you have siblings, brothers and sisters, well, you will have the possibility to, to practice the questions and answers with any members of your family. Okay, now let's move again to our textbook to do the final part of our textbook. Well, this is, well, test C. We are required to listen again and complete the test and do the grammar spot again. Look at the questions. Which are present? Which are past? Present are activities that are focused on our current life in this moment, in 2020, in August 2020, or in um, in this year, or something that is currently happening in this moment in Oprah's life. For instance, where does Oprah work? Where does she currently work in this year, in 2020? Well, she works in Chicago. Where did her father work? So remember that her father was, well, he was born perhaps in 1920, 19 something. So he worked in in a past time, 20 or 30 or 40 years ago. So this is past. Okay, so we must be aware of which of the questions are in past. You already know that because I already explained it to you. I explained that the questions were for past tense and do or does questions were for present, So this is the difference. So do activity 1, activity 2, we use didn't, did not to form the negative. We didn't have much money. Well, and so on. And number 3, finally, we are required to complete the questions about Oprah. Activity 6, we are required to complete the questions about Oprah. So we must identify the words, the missing words in these questions in order to, in order to complete the question. We already have the answers there. So you are just required to try to figure out which questions are missing, which words are required to complete the question. Then finally, to check if you did a good job or not, if you made any mistakes, well, you can listen to audio 24. Listen and check, then you can have the possibility to identify if you did a good job, if you made any mistakes in order to, well, to correct those mistakes if you had any, but I'm sure that you will do an excellent job, you know? So, dear apprentices, these are the activities for the two next days, for Tuesday and Wednesday. So you are required to watch the video and do the activities. Do the two activity, the activity for the 2 pages in the American Headway 1 textbook. Okay, so if you have any doubts, if you have any comments or questions, well, you can reach me on my cell phone, my WhatsApp, or via email if you want. If you are, well, well, this is optional, you know. Well, some of you have, well, the possibility to contact me, well, through your cell phones, or while other people don't have that possibility, so they decide to send me an email. That's okay. Both ways are okay. Okay. I don't care if you have, well, and your favor possibility, WhatsApp or your email. Okay. Well, dear apprentices, this is all for our first online session, the recorded online session. So you will have the possibility to watch this video anytime, at any time. So it's up to you. It's up to your well Wi-Fi connection, your equipment availability, or your time, you know, when in which part of in what part of the day you are able to have a look to these activities and to revise the information and to listen to the video and to try to look for the information or try to use dictionaries or Google or any other mean to try to understand what I said. Okay, so welcome to this new stage, to this new moment in our English class. I'm sure that that we will have excellent results. It's just for your benefit, is for our class, English class benefit, you know. So this is the first try using this kind of methodology. So, well, let's try to grow together. Okay, grow together. Give me feedback, give me your comments, or, well, in order to keep growing and improving our teaching and learning process. Okay, dear apprentices, see you on, well, perhaps we will have a synchronic session on Thursday, perhaps, you know, in order to face our new topic for this current week as well. Because we are finishing the previous topic about Oprah Winfrey. Now we are going to start the new topic in this week as well about visiting Medellin. You know, you are required to do a class project about how to invite foreigners, how to invite people from other countries to come to Medellin, to come to Colombia, to visit our beautiful country, our beautiful city, and our beautiful places. Okay, dear apprentices, good night. Have a good night and a good rest of the week. Bye bye.